Moist behavior.
Moisture in the air.
The new one.
Moist
behavior.
That's what you said.
That's a new one right there.
Hey.
Moist behavior. Yeah, you really do gotta. You right. You gotta get a shirt with that.
You are exhibiting moist behavior.
Yeah, that is crazy work.
Real.
It's a TikTok tag.
Hey. Yeah. Real in the field, man.
You know what I'm saying? So, look what we got here today in the motherfucking building. None other than himself. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, I'm comedian Jay Scott. Originally from Naptown, Indiana, but I'm out here in San Antonio. Been out here for a minute, and I'm happy to be here, man. It's Friday, man. I don't know if I can timestamp it later, but
Absolutely.
shit,
Absolutely.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? This will drop on Sunday, Monday anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy to be here, man. It's a nice little vibe already up in here, so.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
sir.
Until we start gender war, then we get fucking crazy in this.
You know?
Man.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
ladies had them, had the men's panties in a bunch last time.
It wasn't. It was only me.
No, not you. I'm talking about the people in the comments.
Oh man,
The people in the comments.
salty.
Not you. I'm talking about the people in the comments.
They were very salty.
TikTok's
But
crazy.
those were the type of men that we were talking about.
And any man that says they shouldn't listen to a woman is sassy. I'm just
Like, come
saying.
on
If you
now.
don't listen to your mama.
right.
Come on now.
Exactly.
That's it. That he's exhibiting.
Moist behavior.
Moist.
That's the name of the episode. Moist behavior.
Yeah.
So, to the Patrones, what's good? To YouTube, we back in this thing. Smash the like button, hit subscribe. We back in the building. We finna get active. TikTok, we on y'all ass. Instagram, what's popping? Literally. This is none other than no teleprompter, and we coming live and direct for y'all. We got a special guest in the building. We got a return podcast in the building co-host, and we got the other co-host, the one from the original, Baby Blue Diamond, Miss Shirley herself, and comedian Jay Scott of San Antonio, Texas.
Hey. Hell yeah.
So let's jump right into it. First off, before we get, I always do that. Blue, how you been since you last been on this tele?
I've been good. Staying busy. That's about it.
You got anything upcoming?
Not really, just podcast episodes. So if anybody want to be on an episode of U3, whether you do artists, music, DJing, business owners, comedians, anybody, OnlyFans, I do it all.
Hey.
Hopefully soon I can bring back the sex podcast. Maybe we'll see about that.
Okay.
If you want to be on that,
Ooh.
if you want to be on that, feel free.
Wait, don't rush that. What's the sex podcast?
Interesting.
So the sex podcast is called Ho-lations.
Ooh,
It takes 90 days to be a hoe, but not really hoe in a literal sense. So after a breakup, your first month you're going through the emotions, you're crying, it's a breakup. The second month you're exercising, getting your body back, and third month you're putting yourself out there.
Okay.
Not necessarily being a hoe, but kind of like that.
Okay.
So, Ho-lations.
So you doing the Charleston White thing, where you shock value?
The child.
You do the shock value. You know that's gonna get people in there.
Sorta, not really, but yeah, we talk about more than just sex. We talk about relationships. Of course, we have OnlyFans models that talk about their journey and what they do. BDSM people who are into the being dominant, talk about their story. We had a sexologist talk about how you can master how you can control your body. You can control when you come or when someone else's come. And he wrote a book that comes with sex toys, and he said no one has ever been able to finish the book without tapping out. So
Wait. Bullshit. You on your bullshit already.
What's the name of this book? What's the name of the book?
Right,
I gotta
for
go
a
look
friend.
it up. But I'll give you the information closer to the end of the show.
Yeah.
But he's a sexologist.
Yo.
I don't know.
I
He
need
wrote
to
a
know
book.
that.
It's
I
a
need to know
thick
that book
book.
now.
It's a thick book. So it's almost like a chapter book. And I'm assuming as you reading it, you're supposed to pleasure yourself because it comes with a pleasure box. He says no one has ever been able to. I don't know. And then I had a guest. I know he was capping, but apparently he said he was hitting his older woman who's his boss, and when he got to, what's Kobe's number? My mind just
24.
went blank. 24. I guess he made her come 24 times. When he got to 24, he said, Kobe, I think that's cap.
Hey, man,
Y'all just let anybody get shit off, bro.
That's cap.
crazy.
But you just never know what you're going to get on the sex podcast. And we like to ask fun questions. For instance, Is it
I know Jake finna get in there. Go ahead.
is it rude on Black History Month to sleep with someone outside your race on Black History Month?
I mean, yeah, cause what?
It's Black History Month.
I mean,
That is
if you're not
crazy.
already doing it,
Yeah, that's not already.
But one of
thing.
my co-hosts said that he's getting back for his forefathers.
by doing it.
Yo,
That is crazy work.
So I can understand.
Look
I be
how we starting the
understanding. I be
podcast.
understanding when
That's
niggas
crazy
be
work.
saying that. I get when niggas say that. I get it, but I mean, if
Who you
that's
getting back?
The
though?
white man don't want no.
right. I mean, but is that really should be your deal breaker in Black History Month? Like,
Come on now, right?
Yeah, that's your deal
I'm not
breaker.
giving you any opportunity to get any of the royal seed at all. It's not ever. Hey, Dr. Umar, my guy, Black Queens forever. Snow bunnies never. Do you feel me?
Like, how would you rate your freak radar? 0 being like 10 being like
Look,
real
I'm not
freaky.
even gonna lie. I'm in an interracial relationship right now,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you it's new for me. Okay?
Speak to
Because they into stuff that you're not normally into, like getting it from the back, pagan and all that.
Now
Be
that-
honest, they into more stuff than you like
Now who-
going to eating the booty and all that.
Now that part, I would
They do.
say they're not. No, if it was something introduced by me, they gonna roll with that first. It's not like they're coming in like, hey, have you ever thought about getting no.
Because usually white people tend to be more.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be in that relationship right now.
Okay.
I'll be like, okay, here, I'll be right back, and don't come back.
I'm letting you know right now, the shit she on tonight, I will not be responsible for. Hey, she on her own.
And then last
If
question.
y'all rip her in the
last
comments
question.
chat, y'all fuck her up.
Last
She on
question.
bullshit right now.
Most men said that 90% of women's head is trash. That
Okay,
they
wait,
never come
wait.
off of women's head.
Respectfully, before we let's
Last
slow
Go ahead.
let's slow walk the dog though. Let's go back to the previous one. We didn't even get we got time today.
Yeah, because that was interesting too. That question. Right there.
What man? And shout out to everybody got their own relationship. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. I'm glad you didn't take that offensive.
Yeah.
No.
saying?
So let me preface this. This is like the first one.
Okay.
Like Scott. I mean, cause like, look, before I moved out to Texas, being from Indianapolis, bro, like it's not a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of black people.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of black people. So that's all I've been. You know what I mean? So I mean, I gave it like about 44 years, man, of being with a black woman. And I was like, you know what? I mean, other people be like, hey, I'm going to try to do. And so I'm like, you know what? Hey, this person had been around me. I met them. They seem genuine, solid. They're not from Texas.
Yeah.
They're from Minnesota. And so it's like, it's a whole different kind of thing. They lived in Austin before moving here. And so, they got a lot going on too, but it's like, we were able to mesh and be cool. And, they actually have done things that, I'm gonna be 100, black women didn't really do.
I was about to ask you that.
You know what I'm saying?
Without dissing the black woman, you see a difference in the other ways. Because I've dated someone outside my race and I've seen the difference.
Yeah, but I will say this: I'm not into black women bashing at all.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm not into that. You know
Jump in
what I'm
there,
saying?
Shirley.
I do see
Jump
a
in there and
difference
dance.
in races, though.
Get them off. Get it
Jump
off.
in there and dance.
Yeah.
What's your freak level?
Ooh. I plead the fifth. I don't know. It really just depends on the person, to be honest. Like, I'm really not. I don't know. Like, I can meet somebody and they're super freaky, but like to me, it's like the way you treat me, what you bring, how you could treat me mentally. Like, I don't all that extra stuff.
I hear that.
Yeah.
So let's get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
This pegging, this automatic, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to be respectful. Yeah, I'd be on the pro-black shit. But back to you on the pegging. No man wants to be dominated.
No, I'm not saying that, but usually white races tend to bring that to the.
Oh, you're fucking right. You fucking right.
I'm not saying that you should accept it.
Okay.
But I just said that usually bring it up.
Because that's
compared
kind
to
of
other races.
Okay.
They're more likely to bring that up.
Okay.
I'm not saying you should get
because
dominated. No, I
fam,
never said that.
that was kind of that was suspect.
Yeah,
I'm not into that. No.
Yeah, I understand what she's
That's
saying. It's more like of the behavior. It's more of the
even if they still just
like
go
even
all
like
the way.
playing with the men like from a certain angle.
I mean,
more
I
like
know
people
you
into
about to
that.
say there ain't no way, but
men
I don't know. I know
It's not.
men.
It's not no
Your
way.
G spot is from the back.
Hold on.
No, I know. Look,
come on. Let's
I
get it.
Don't
Let's
do
get
that.
it.
I know men that are like to play dressed up and do that dominatrix stuff, but they're straight. Like they don't.
I won't dive
Dress up
in.
as in
Like they'll wear like I don't want to say emo because that's not what they are, but that's how they.
Oh, yeah, I see
yeah,
what
you
you're
know,
saying, okay.
yeah.
So-
Because I don't.
Yeah.
Come on now, I don't like labels.
So I'm gonna be frank here. All right, don't try to twist this up. I'm gonna be 100 with you. No man, you can say masculine or whatever, wants to be dominated. You could talk about, I'm a father.
is that exhibiting more strength?
I mean, that's passive.
Right.
That's monster.
Is that waterfall dripping?
Let me explain why. Let me explain why. Even when a woman is giving a man oral, he is not being dominated. He's not. Even when a woman is riding him, he's not being dominated. He's still in a dominant position because in both positions, a man can assume control.
Facts.
When you are penetrating a man's rectum,
Sheesh.
you are dominating him.
All the way.
And if they're true what they say with that spot being better than the regular, then as men, I'm going to tell you women, they're going to want it more and more and more. And then they're going to go to the main plug that can bust that down better than you can. And that's a man, and that's why the Zest Monsters are trying to...
Hallelujah.
All right.
They occupying a mass behavior.
Preach.
And we saw y'all in the comments. I'm gonna get to y'all ass later.
I mean, that's a form of bug breaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's that slavery. You know
Yeah,
what they
it
did. You know, they used to grab the father of the biggest, strongest person. They used to do inhumane things to them in front of everybody to show dominance. And so, yeah, that kind of thing is something that a straight man is not going to even entertain.
At all.
They're gonna be, and they may look at you a little, maybe you know.
I don't know.
But I will say this.
What?
That I know somebody that's a dominatrix. That's into that. It's a whole nother thing, man. It's a whole nother life that you live in. You're doing things because it's almost like the thrill or something that you wanted to secretly do, and it's like you're conforming to being dominated. And I ain't even gonna lie, first when I kind of heard what they was telling me, I'm like, what I mean, that sound pretty good, man. And then they was like, we need you to be here at this time at this place. I'm like, you know what, nah, I'm good, man. Nah, I can't do that, man. I can't, because when I show up, I have to go through with it. Now, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have about 3 safe words. Like, stop, no, and don't.
Help me.
Help me. Sheesh.
Help me.
I didn't sign up for this. I'm sorry. But I get what it is though. And I don't think if that's what people look. I learned in San Antonio, this is one of the most freakiest cities.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They
get down out here.
Madison's exposing a lot
They
of the
get
people
down.
that's married. Is swinger clubs. Like, man, I stay near. So I stayed near off of Redmond, right? And so there was a swingers club that was right in the bro. I ain't even making this shit up.
Did you ever go to a swingers club?
I could, but if it gets too weird in there, I'm gone.
Because
Maybe.
I forgot who the guest was.
Try it
He was
out.
on that Kevin Hart show, and he was saying how him and his wife tried it out, but they were doing it for a while. It was decent, but I guess he came into the room and saw his wife doing it with another guy, and the guy was making the girl do stuff that he's never done. So he's like, "Nah, we can't go back."
Yeah, it's if you commit to something like that, it's some things you gotta understand what comes with that, and what can come with that is your significant other either breaking somebody off or getting broke off.
Exactly.
And can you sit there and look at it like
Absolutely not.
They didn't have those movie theaters in Austin that you can go with couches and do it. That's what it's for.
Sheesh.
I seen that.
Yeah,
And they wonder why the STD rate is
So high,
damn
skyrocket,
yo. This
through
is
the roof.
crazy work.
It's
Hey,
out
like
of
I
there.
said earlier, the shit they on, I will not fuck them up, chat. Hey, look, I am definitely open to getting another woman in our marriage. We definitely could do that.
Facts.
But going to swinger joints to share, I'm a selfish
scary.
motherfucker. I'm gonna be honest.
Me too. That's why I can't do.
It's kinda
I'm added
greedy.
another person to
Yeah,
it.
it's
But
a
I would-
different-
I'm selfish.
But I would
different.
honestly, it has nothing to do because again, there's gonna be better looking men, there's gonna be worse looking men,
Yeah.
there's gonna be dumber men, there's gonna be smarter men. That's just being secure in your, you know what I'm saying, self. But sharing that, it's just like, all right, then what makes you any different than anybody else now?
So I think also because one thing I didn't that's a factor is most times when you're married, these things are a little more open. You know what I'm saying? Like I was married for like 5 years.
Okay.
You know, we didn't do that, but would it ever be a point where if I was really invested into that marriage, would it be something I entertain? Possibly.
Okay.
It just depends on how level freaky we getting ready to go. It's like, hey man, if this is what we getting ready to do, let's do it.
Stop. So you open to watching your woman get beat down? I mean, that's a yes or no question. You saying right now you're open to your woman getting bust down in front of you, or even not even bust down, not even bust down. You open to watching or seeing your woman with another person?
If it starts getting too much, then yeah, it's time to dip. It's time to dip. That's the best. That's the best answer I can give, my brother.
Respectfully, because back on them, once that happens, it's the same as y'all dominating a man. As soon as you get this nigga in a compromised argument, that's the first thing. That's why I was fucking the shit out your ass. I was pegging the shit out you last night. So hell no, I ain't letting you dominate me.
Yeah, it ain't no coming back from you know.
Oh, you gonna hit me? Or you gonna say that shit to me? You wasn't saying that when I was pegging the shit out you. Like, come on,
I saw a
man.
video where a man tried to expose this girl, talking about that's why you ate my booty like groceries, trying to expose her, and all the comments was like, "Where she at? Bring her here." So she ended up winning.
Literally, I seen that.
Who would
She
say
did.
that? That's a zest monster.
It is.
But still, like, you
Yeah,
know, he not
she-
thinking that. He's just like, let me expose her. She's nasty. And they about to look at her sideways, you know.
That's what-
But now they like, oh, where's she at? I want that.
That's what? Emotional. He's zesty
Moist.
now. Yo.
Yeah, a little moist behavior.
But check me out, Holations. Check it out. We also do sex games too, or drinking games. So go ahead.
Oh yeah, that sounds
So
good.
come check
But
you
you
out,
get to
girls.
like get to do different sex positions and all that. So
It's very interesting. I'm gonna tell the wife about that. We have this game because this is going on year 9. We have this app called Couples, and we answer questions and do trivia shit like every other day, and it gives us a different position to do for the week.
nice.
That shit spices that shit up. I will say role playing keeps marriages together. Like no cap, cause she's light skinned.
Okay.
So sometimes we play runaway slave.
Stop it.
The shit's amazing. And no, it's
No,
amazing,
that
bro.
is funny.
She come in the door and I'm like, I'm building something, I'm putting the shower head up or something, you know what I'm saying? She comes in there and she's like, Massa's not home. It's over. It's over. It's over.
funny.
Which room we gonna use today? And then I'm fucking it up. I'm just saying that helps marriages. So Shirley, and then we'll ask Blue.
That's a weird
If-
definition of a role play.
Took it back to the olden days, huh?
Sir.
Hey, tonight you podcasting too late? Hey, I'm gonna leave the window open. Just come in and act like a robber and just take that shit. That's the shit we be on. Sheesh. You feel me? Like,
See, my definition of role play is different than that's yeah.
and you see this big ass booty and this other woman walking past you. You get a text from your wife telling, "Come take this shit."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even gonna buy the double cheeseburger. I'm gonna reheat the steak. I just come on, bro. Like that. What are we talking about?
Facts.
Sometimes,
Right.
or just to get it,
Right.
something simple.
Yeah, you know, like I will say, my brother, for you to be married for 9 years, you done made it to almost 10. That is a big accomplishment, my brother. Especially,
first
It's
marriage?
been hard. Yeah, it's my only marriage.
see, that's what I'm
Been
saying.
hard.
This in this day and age, you know what I mean? Especially depending on how old you are.
Yeah.
Like you've seen, and you for being something, and then y'all, the level y'all at, that keeps it together, man. That's a good thing, man. Cause man, I think that was the thing that one of the things like in the marriage I was in that it didn't even get to the point of like that, man. Like you have to have what I learned in marriage, man. You gotta have the extreme trust. You gotta be willing to put in the work with the other person, and you gotta be committed to them and wanting to build with them. And you know what I'm saying, you got to have a understanding of boundaries, limitations if needed, and you need to set like how like, you know, freaky y'all can be, how intimate y'all can be, and that's what keeps it going, man. Them levels will keep you together, man. And it's like, you know, even if you got things that you may not necessarily agree with or get along with, it's like, man, you know, I will say, if you married, go to marriage counseling, get some of that up in you if you need to, you know, because, you know, it's not worth being in a marriage and it's toxic.
Facts.
I mean, I'm talking about, my shit was so toxic, my nigga. I was outside smoking Black and Milds and goddamn Newports and shit.
I was
Like
just
that.
about to ask you, was it like was y'all marriage like divorce, did y'all agree on it together, or like one filed first?
So I knew it was over when this was during the pandemic too.
No one cheated.
No, I didn't cheat. I don't know if they did. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know that they don't. They tell half truths, so that makes them a full liar. You know, but I knew it was over when we agreed to kind of like try to be friends, try to like start over a little bit, and through that process, she gave me one day. She gave me a Haven for Hope brochure.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, at first I didn't really know what that was, and then I looked it up. I was like, hold on, this bitch done gave me a pamphlet for a homeless shelter.
It's not funny.
It's not, but it is though, because it's my life.
To the left.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And you know what's crazy though?
That's-
is that, you know, see, I was one of those guys that was in it with her. I came from out of town. I'm under her roof.
Yeah.
oh,
You know,
yeah.
because one thing I've also learned, I mean, I'm kind of preaching right now, man.
Okay, go ahead.
What I've learned, man, is when a man,
Say it with your chest.
Let me get my shit together. If a man that has a roof provided for a female, and they're in any kind of situationship, whatever it may be, for a man to put a woman out, it will take a lot for a real man to put a woman out, because we don't want to see you out. If a nigga puts you out, that's not a real. That's not real. That's not a real man. A man, because a man will wait a lot. I mean, he'll let a woman kind of do a lot before he like, I'm gonna put you out on the streets, especially if you got kids and shit.
Talk to him. What you? Talk to him.
But it's the other way around.
Because if they done that's moist ass behavior too.
No, I just feel like y'all say this, but once it happens, no. I just feel like once it gets to a certain extent, you're not gonna want to deal with that. I don't feel like y'all are. You say this, but let Rose be reversed, and she was staying with you, doing the most. You gonna keep allowing it though. You gonna keep allowing it.
So I will say it depends on how it
yeah, that's what you say. Depends
If it's disrespectful.
Oh, okay.
Or not even that, man. It could be attitude every day. It could be not want to clean up or do anything, and you keep saying something. Okay, I'll change for like 3 or 4 days. It's back to the same thing, over and over and over, a cycle. Right. Then you gonna be over it because you tired of having to clean up after another person, or you tired of having this person there and this should be this already done. You know, like. I know.
Peaceful.
Yeah. You were right. You 1000% right. I'm not negating that at all. But I will say a nigga will take on a lot before he now. Because if it's to the extreme, like those are extremes in my book. Like what you say. Because if it gets to that point, you know, especially if a nigga is providing, protecting, and just getting you in right positions, they even trying to help you. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like it's the same way for women too.
That is true.
It is.
But
we might say, get out, pack your bags and get out, but we really not gonna put you out.
See, wait. And that's why when you play the mental game like that and we don't know we playing, you always gonna lose. Because you're trying to teach me a lesson I don't even know you teaching.
But, you know,
But back on the other side, the other end of what you were saying also, I feel like if you love that woman, yeah, y'all gonna get into some crucial. My shit wasn't perfect at all. Yeah, come on, man. You know, to last, you gotta, you gotta take it.
You
know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So men will put a lot of shit to the side, man.
Infidelity ain't one of them though.
No,
You feel me?
Especially if you bring a nigga to the crib, nah.
That's just
You
crazy.
might die.
So I have
man.
two
yeah,
questions
it
for
could
you.
be over.
Did you one try to work it out before y'all finally say I quit? And two, were you stacking money on the side? Because you said she gave you that hey before.
Right.
So yeah, we ended up going to like marriage counseling. You know what I mean? We even try to go through the almost church non-denominational route. You know, we went to and we got introduced to somebody that my ex had gotten introduced to, and so we did like a little counseling. I just think it got to the point where, I mean, I was all the way committed. I moved out here to be with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, she came to Indiana a couple times. I came out here a couple times, moved out here. So I was trying, like, I didn't, you know, I don't know nobody out here like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, man, it's not like I did not want things to work. I was not someone that was, you know, I wasn't trying to be the person that was the like, okay, so she was going to school. I'm in there being Mr. Mom and shit. I'm in there cooking, cleaning.
Okay.
She going to school. She had to do nothing but come to the crib and get like I'm that kind of guy, you know.
Well,
I'll pamper and shit like that, and it was just something where they didn't really reciprocate. They didn't really know how.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't really into long
young?
enough relationships. She's like 6-7 years younger than me,
That kind of makes sense too.
and that
Like
was
you said, this was like her first serious relationship.
so hers.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hers. So
Yeah, like I've
trying
been
to
in
find out who
relationships
she
before.
is and what she likes and don't like.
And all that played a factor in.
So I got a question for you. So imagine a superstar, or imagine an NBA basketball player. You get married, right? Your wife strategically tells you, you gotta look down when you're on the bench, so you can't look at no other women. You always gotta bring up your wife or involve your wife in everything. Every time you score a basket, you kiss to the air because it's to her. She ends up being a reality TV star on Basketball Wives. You are now a retired 13-year basketball player, 14-season basketball player, whatever. And not only did she set you up, she got a private investigator. Do y'all hear me? She got a private investigator. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know where you.
And she had the nerve to orchestrate beef on behalf of Doug Christie and Dirt, putting up money on the side. You feel me? Preparing for your demise. And y'all wonder why men don't want to get married. Sheesh. To that you say.
Who wanna go?
Oh, they don't want. You don't want to jump in that pool, huh?
No. So
You know,
I'm gonna say this, and y'all probably not gonna like it, cause you know you said men don't like being dominated, but he was being dominated. I'm sorry. I've watched Basketball Wives since the beginning of time. I don't watch it now because the new episodes aren't the best, but yeah, she controlled him. She controlled him. He was dominated.
Yeah.
Whatever she said jump, he said how high. I felt bad. He was. Now,
Dwayne Wade used to be my favorite player until I found out he was getting down.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Dwayne.
That was a different
right.
kind of domination.
Four Fingers Wade.
That,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that all broke us.
He
I think that did something to all of us.
moist behavior. You like to type that into Peg, and I'm sorry, I said it yesterday.
Moist.
So
what would you say to a man who says, well, you see what happened to Doug Christie? You see what happened to Iman Shumpert? Why should I? Prenup.
I
Okay.
agree in any situation, a prenup is good, whether you have $1 or 3.5 million.
That's what's up.
Your
right
business
there.
is like.
Okay.
I do my podcast. It's not making a lot right now, but that's my podcast. I'm not saying that whoever I'm gonna marry gonna try to take it, but you never know.
Because you're hard work.
I just feel like a prenup is good, just to say, hey, what I came in with is mine, what you came in is yours, and what we have together, let's split it together. Because you just never know.
Facts. Hey, chat, eat her ass up for Oh No Telly. She keep on popping the other podcast, bro. Like, what's going? Today sums
It
up
is
for
no
her,
telling.
man.
No, but I'm just saying.
Like, what's going on?
Okay, like this podcast. Let's say we sign an agreement to like all be like partner.
Yeah.
You never know. If something happens, let's say you want to get a divorce, your partner can try to come for the whole thing. Then our shares is intact.
Limited Liability Company.
Exactly.
She ain't getting Nothing.
I'm just saying,
I
but
love you, honey.
I know, but I'm just saying you never know.
Any partnerships.
You just gotta protect yourself.
We got something where
you have to protect. I know you might have something there, but I'm saying I'm just using that as an example.
I got you. So to respond to you,
but that is wrong for what she did.
That's the plan.
That's wrong for what Jackie did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not on her side at all. That was wrong. If she set that man up,
diabolical.
It is. You should never set somebody up.
Right, so this is the thing.
Especially if you've been down with that person since day one. Now,
facts.
in general, I'm not saying set nobody up in general. That's not what I'm saying. But it's different kind of love.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of love when you met them while they're in the NBA versus you've been down with them since high school, middle school. Like LeBron James, like how they've been together since like younger years and they grow up. That's a different kind of love than I just met you when you famous.
Right.
That's a different kind of love. So.
Yeah, it is. Like and so like Doug Christie, like I remember when he played, you know. I was watching when he played. Yeah, and so I don't know, for me, like these stories that go on like this in the NBA or just like entertainment, athletics or whatever. I mean, you know, the money will either have you who you are and you just have money, or it will change you. And that's what it ends up doing when your relationship turns into about money. Where if you really, especially, I'm speaking for men, man. Yeah. If you a real nigga, man, whatever you go through, if you get it to where it's split and it's within the agreement you all have, a real nigga is gonna break you off some bread if he still got it though. It don't matter if y'all not together or not. If she needs some bread, he gon' give you access to that bread, man. And he may not do it all the time, but he should be able to look out for you.
Especially if you got the kids.
Especially if you got kids and shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying like it just get real muddy because it just becomes a money thing, man. And it don't, everything else, the work put in, all that's put to the side. Instead
but sometimes it's not about money too, because there's regular people who ain't got billions.
It shouldn't be. It should not be about the money.
But sometimes regular people get set up like that.
It shouldn't be about the money, man. Because they can start printing this shit right now. Then what's your relationship gonna be worth? You know what I mean?
It's not about the money. Sometimes they just
evil spirited, right? Evil spirited. That's it.
There's people out there that don't.
Yeah, because it might not even be about money. It could be ice or some shit. It could be some food. It could be.
Seeing how she acted on the show with the other ladies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She always gave.
So
it always gave haters.
If she acts like that towards females, just imagine how
she snake her own husband. Nope, you don't really see too much around her.
Book about her.
Yep, that's exactly.
And that's the thing about like these reality shows, and when these people get into these reality shows or something, a lot of times, a lot of that shit is just super staged. You know, they provoke, they create the toxic and the fighting, and then I think what happens is because now the way it is now, you can get the clout off that, and then all of a sudden you got 100-some thousand followers or whatever the case, and now you locked in with the bullshit.
A lot of stuff is common sense. It's like you on a reality show. If I had beef with you, why do I show up to your party?
They be setting themselves up for failure every time on there.
Would y'all ever do a reality show?
No.
If they had like Love and Hip Hop San Antonio.
No, I'm not gonna lie. They try to do Houston. They try to do baddie San Antonio out here, and I did put myself to be there and audition for it, but I just was like, I'm gonna set myself up for failure. I'm gonna get into this house. Yeah.
And they tried Love and Hip Hop Houston, but apparently they were shooting on set, so they shut that down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these girls got to arguing and
who else was on that? They shut it down because they were shooting, and then they had the Real Housewives of San Antonio too.
No, I saw that. Yeah, that didn't. Yeah, I saw that. That lasted.
Did they have any? So did they for the when you talking about? Did they have any artwork out for that? Did they put any kind of flyer out for
it? Was yes. It was a lot out for it. Yes, it was. No, literally, they had a venue. They had tickets being bought for it and everything. And I'm not gonna lie. I kind of entertained the BS, and then. I don't know, it's not my character. When people seeing what I was getting myself into, they're like, girl, that's not even your character. That, and I was just like, you're right. That's not, it brings
compromisable kind of.
The reason why all those failed is because you writers suck ass. Y'all have to create chaos all the time.
Yes.
You gotta have chaos in your shit. It's
Well,
gotta
not
be
too much
controversy.
crazy, because apparently Houston had too much crazy chaos where they were shooting.
This is what I'm saying.
The chaos was too crazy.
Exactly.
And when
The
baddies were
writers-
essay, they was linking and fighting. They was going on live and exposing who's kids and this. And I'm like,
Was there a lot of people that showed
it was
up?
a.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But see, the writers
it,
and
it was
producers,
messy,
the
but
writers and producers have
So
to
you
do a
met
better
Natalie
job.
Nunn and all them too?
no, they just had like
The other people that work with her?
like
Show up.
like the bad boys like Gutta K and like people that was on play. Yeah, that's how you
Now,
know it's messy.
The bad boys. The bad boys. Because they had the baddies, then they had the bad boys.
Bad boys,
Is that
yeah.
voice behavior? The bad
Well,
boys?
of course, you
Well,
know
I
they
we
was.
know, but I don't know.
I'm not. I don't know.
You get it-
They had some straight men on there though. They had some
Zest
straight.
police. You got the
Boy,
zest police.
But they
on
had
there. What is
they
y'all?
had straight men, but they had straight men on
Yeah,
there
that's-
too.
They did.
They had
They did.
yeah.
That's what got me.
They had
That's why I
straight
ain't
men
really
on
heard of
there.
that
That's
one.
what I said. They had
What-
straight men and gay men in a house,
In a house together, yes.
Why would we do that?
Nah, I can't do that.
Masculinity would never allow it.
Yeah, it
Nah,
was
I can't do
messy.
That's like,
Tubi had that stud show.
man, see,
That was
y'all-
messy
y'all
too.
cut
That was
that.
messy too.
Hey yo,
I know she
hey yo,
watched that.
like I
Oh,
said
no,
earlier,
I gotta watch all of them.
she on this
It
bullshit,
caught
bro.
my show. It
And
low-key.
I'm
I
not
low-key.
eat her ass up, bro, because we're not going for that shit. She over here like, why would you like? What's his name? NLE Chopper. He got a different bag. He's like, all right, I'm gonna appease to the gay men, even though I'm not gay, but there's a market there, so I'm gonna
Wait,
do
what?
it.
Don't do my man.
Yeah, that's why he's
He's
doing that
not.
whole draws
why-
about. Look it up.
That's
Yeah,
why-
because I mean, you get a lot of clout from that community,
And
and,
see-
they eating it up. So
Bruh,
get
man.
your
Why would we
bag.
do that? Why would we do that?
You don't have
For
to.
the
But
bread.
that's my
That's what I'm saying. Some people do
generation.
it
The way they're
now.
moving.
Y'all got some freak ass boy.
You probably
Some freak ass boy.
thinking. You probably thinking I'm straight. A straight man would never do it. Which
No, masculine.
Right? No. A masculine man would never do it, which
Right.
is rightfully so. Some masculine men thinking to the bag.
The bag, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
like-
you gotta think when you put in that spotlight. You
No,
feel like, come on now.
I asked this question on another show.
Okay.
I asked this question. Now you telling me if Tyler Perry comes up to you and say, for 5.2 million, I'm paying you, all you gotta do is put on a dress. You're not putting on a dress.
Put on a
A
wig.
lot of men say that until that money is shown.
In
to you.
your face.
You say that.
Come on
but
now.
5.2 million can do a lot for you. You
I
say
have
no
never
now.
had-
You say no now.
Can I answer the
but-
question? I have never had access to millions of dollars.
But if
Never.
it
Hold
was
on. I've never had access to millions of dollars. I'm gonna be
True
honest
facts.
right there. But I'm living pretty straight, and I rather live the way I've been living, and keep my nuts and my morals, than to get in bed and do that, because you're gonna blow that money and you're gonna have to re-up on it. And then you're gonna have to take another role that's gonna compromise you again. You're gonna have to do something for that.
Maybe.
And the cycle
You say that
continues.
now.
Maybe.
A lot of people say
5.2
no.
for a dress.
A
How
lot
much
of
for you to
people
bend
say-
over, grab them ankles, hit that casting couch?
A lot of people say.
See, and then it spirals.
I know. I understand where you coming
Then you
from.
end up Dirk Diggler. You
I'm
end
not
up
saying-
head in the back of the
Yeah.
truck.
But I'm not saying necessarily you might say yes. The other people gonna say yes.
Yeah.
They
just
say
speaking
no
up for the
now.
masculine men.
Yeah, masculine men say no now, but as soon as they see that
Right in
check,
front of their face.
Terry
okay.
Crews was
Come on now.
masculine. He thought he was. And look what happened then. You see what I'm saying? You got to
Right.
get slapped on the ass and
Brennan T. Jackson
fingered to
said he
get
would
some-
never do it, and look, he did it.
It's
A
what I'm
lot of
saying,
people say they
bro,
never
like-
will.
Until it's
look,
in their face. Let's see
Jamie
their
Foxx
face.
and what's the name on Living Colors? 2 snaps in a cycle.
Jay,
Yeah,
before you go in, I just want to say real quick for the quote for the TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
A soul is not an imaginary thing. It can be handed over by choices, morality, and virtue. You could give that away by giving your physicalness away, by taking something that you owe your tithes for. Life contracts, fucking mass amounts of money to where now you're dependent on another person who dictates the outcome of your choices. Your body and your physical state is now financially set, and it's crazy. Because now you're set up for failure for the rest of your life. That's all I wanted to say to you. After he go, I know you want to respond. I know you want to
I agree with you. I'm agree with you.
See, I
No,
think.
I've been agree with you all night. I'm just giving scenarios because you never know.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean that's the thing.
Okay, just giving
Saucing it up.
scenarios because you never know.
My bad, Jay.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's the thing though. You know what I mean? Like these situations we talking about, like they allow you to kind of get in the industry,
Yeah.
and then they'll try to bring that to you to be like, don't you want to go a little higher? Because you know people like Brandon T. You know he had already done other movies. You know now when he did what's that movie he did with
Big Mama's house. Big Mama's
Tropic
house.
Thunder.
Oh,
Thunder.
When he
yeah.
did Tropic Thunder, that was worse than the Big Mama's house, because in Tropic Thunder, he was all the way cool. I'm this nigga. Then he ended up kissing old boy from one of the boy band groups that was in the movie.
Oh yeah.
You know, he did at the very end, but he was almost letting himself know throughout the whole movie. He was like sweet, you know what I'm saying? And so putting on the dress with Big Mama's house, like they kind of slowly introduced that to you. But the thing is, if that's something that you can already have, like acting, when you're acting, you're portraying a character, but you're also putting some of you in it.
Okay.
And so it's like, who knows if he's, you know, putting a little bit of himself in it to make it all the way believable, or is he like strictly trying to make it like a character, you know? But I think that, you know, if Tyler Perry was the dude offer me that, I had to respectfully decline that, man, because it's like, man, you can't offer me enough money, because what's gonna happen is, I know once I take that money, once I sign that line and I go through and be in that dress, it's gonna be so much that comes with that that I don't think I would really actually be ready for it. Like I can't, you know. It's like when you know, you can't, you know. So it's like Tyler Perry can go ahead and he can keep that $5 million.
Yeah.
You know. But what I don't understand is, I don't understand those that are in, like, and I think Brandon T is a good example, because he's starting to kind of do that now. But why don't they? It's not enough produced Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, even if you can come, like we was talking about, you know, earlier, like you can come find some up and coming,
right?
You know, and so it's like, you know, why is that not enough? Like I think in certain cities like Houston, even Detroit, you know, Dallas, I think there's places that strictly independent, and they're getting a lot more content and shit put together.
Yeah.
But like places down here in San Antonio, like
you have more culture in those two places.
You do.
That's the only.
And you have because down here it's just a different energy, man.
How can you connect and network with others who are not there?
Yeah, and see, the thing is with this game now, man, you can do little and try to expect a lot.
Yeah.
You know, when you got to be putting in work, whatever genre you in, you got to put in the work. You just because you in this social media shit, and especially in the comedy world, yeah, you may be needed as a comedian because everybody wants to put on the show.
Facts.
But just because you've done, you know, they say it takes like 10,000 hours to get to be a professional comedian, or be like, you know. And so if you ain't even on 1,000, if you ain't even on 300, what makes you think you should be getting more than what you're?
And why are you talking about that? How is it being a comedian in San Antonio?
Whoo, shit! I'm gonna took my hat off, man. It's weird because, you know, coming down here from Indianapolis, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so we gotta understand Indianapolis is the home of Mike Epps. Yeah. You know, there's other comedians. There's a comedian named Dauphine Willie that used to be in I Got the Hookup with Master P back in the day. He from Indianapolis, you know. So there's comedians, and and so when I came out here, what threw me off was that comedians out here be worried about the feelings of other comedians.
Oh, facts.
Like, and these niggas will be so. Like I can walk in some of these rooms and it's like I'm the boogeyman to some of this shit. It's kind of crazy. It's like, you know, when they see, especially if they see you doing your thing on stage, that makes it more harder for them to kind of be more honest with you, because it's a lot of passive aggressiveness down here, and you know, niggas actually care about how another comedian feel. Like, I mean, like that's just weird.
That's just how it is out here. Period. Everybody care about how the next person feel. I don't understand it.
And so
Crash Out has entered the motherfucking building. Hey yo, I'll say something real quick and I'm back. I'm back to the dialogue. You motherfucking participation trophy, pat on the ass. We're gonna be giving out hugs and kisses on the cheek instead of high fives after competition because you motherfuckers think everybody's feelings matter. This is a competition in every industry, business, whether you like it or not. In life, people have to lose for you to win.
Yep.
Kids are starving so mine can eat. And if you don't agree with that and you think that there's still enough for everybody on this world, why is hunger so high, homeless so high, and why are so many people rich when others are living check to check or poor? Because people have to lose for others to win. So instead of y'all being so worried in the city of San Antonio, because I spent a lot of time in Dallas, grew up in Dallas before I came back here. The thing they have is culture. Okay, yeah, San Antonio is only 7% black. Okay, if y'all want to overlook that, cool, I'll overlook that as well. But how come you guys don't have any ambition or determination to network and grow from within when your city does not have reflection of a long list of winners?
Yep.
We don't have what other states have. I mean, excuse me, real quick. We don't have what other cities have. And the way we can get that is by stop being so damn insecure. That's it. If I work with the next man who's better at something than I am, so what? I'd rather ride shotgun with a millionaire than to drive a bunch of you broke motherfuckers.
Sheesh.
I digress. Go ahead.
If you scared to take a chance, how the fuck we gonna get rich, nigga?
Come on. And if you
And
can't
it's a
clap
lot
for
of-
somebody else, it's never gonna be your turn.
And it's
Were
a
you
lot of
comedian
scary
before
ass
you moved
niggas.
down here?
So that is a great question. I've always been, you know, like third, fourth grade, doing talent shows.
Okay.
Second grade, I like to tell this story, man. Second grade, you know what I'm saying? I moved to a new school in Indianapolis, and my mother, like, I came home crying one day from school because I got roasted bad, right? Oh yeah, we talking second grade. My mother was like, look, I want you to go home. I want you to go to school the next day, and I want you to talk about anything and everything they got on. I want you to talk about their mama. Man, I went to school the next day, and I ain't looked back since. So I've always been roasting, always roasting. I'm talking about bad.
Yeah.
Where I don't do it on stage so much because I don't want to be known as like a roast, like someone that's on my act. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I've been doing that. Then I started doing stand up at around 17, 18. And yeah, you know.
Do you think that's a crutch? Can comedians do that all day? Like on their whole set, like roast people or use the audience participation instead of just coming up with jokes?
Yeah, you gotta have material. You gotta have jokes. You gotta you gotta have material, man. If you ain't got no material, I don't really consider you to be a real comedian. Because to be honest, anybody can kind of go up there and roast, but you know what I mean. Like you got to be able to do that and be a stand. Like I'm so with me. This goes to the question that you asked too. Down here, in San Antonio in particular, I don't really believe there's a lot of comedians black comedians that are really, really students of the game.
Talk your motherfucker, talk your shit.
You know,
What you got? Talk your shit.
Like for me, man, look, my mama, when I was 13, took me to go see Martin Lawrence, and he was opening up for Tommy Davidson in Indianapolis. In Indianapolis, they used to bring a lot of Def Comedy Jam shows and shit, right? So, man, 30-minute specials. When someone had a comedy special, that was like the point that peaked that they've kind of been reached to the high level. And so I'm a student of that, you know. I remember Damon Wayans. I remember even Eddie Murphy Raw. All these. So all
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor,
But
you know what I'm
times have
saying?
changed now. Now they're giving everybody and their mama a special.
Yeah,
Especially
because like now,
Definitely.
which is that's a good point, because now what you should be able to do. I'm a firm believer of, you know, using this social media shit.
Yeah.
You should be able to film your own special and you should be able to put it out. The problem is, I'm speaking on niggas down here in San Antonio. They can't bring people out, or they bring people out and they ain't about to be funny. And so what you gonna pay to come see them, shoot a special, and you ain't laughing really, because there's a lot of niggas that be getting sympathy, laugh, support.
To answer your question, I think the recipe for him is already out there.
Yeah.
Sadiq, that dude Sadiq, right?
Ali Sadiq.
Ali Sadiq.
Yeah.
He did his special on YouTube and ate that shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like him.
that's the thing, man. If you can get a spot, and I mean, I'm giving away some shit right now, but if you get a spot,
But that chili, they ain't got the
yeah, I
game.
mean, they ain't
so,
gonna do
But
shit.
they ain't got the talent.
No, they don't.
Facts.
Yeah, they don't. But that's the thing, though. Like, I'll say things and niggas be trying to emulate it a little bit out here, man. But
I get video I did all the damn time. They eat me alive for it. I don't give a fuck.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But if you go find a spot, and there's places around here, you know, that you can go get 150, 200 seater, and you got to really promote yourself, man. You got to believe in yourself, promote yourself. And there's not a lot of comedians that do that. They steal, they take, emulate, and be fake. I'm damn near dropping bars right now. Like these, I mean, but that's how these niggas really act.
And we know this.
Have you ever got any
We know this.
Yeah. I got my ad lib used one night, actually from a couple comedians.
Crazy.
You know, see, my thing is, like, when it comes to jokes, there's not a joke that hasn't been told.
It's just how you tell it.
It's your point of view.
Yeah.
You know,
Same
you
with rapping, right?
yeah. So you can kind of take a premise and remix it and make it yours. But if you take somebody's actual joke,
That's crazy.
Word for word. Yeah.
damn word for word, and you remix that shit, nah, man.
So never be a Drake, huh? Never
Nah.
be a Drake. Okay. Because you know you got 2 more reference tracks out. They on his ass, bro.
I know.
They on his
I
ass.
might get some hate for this, but
I listen to Drake.
I don't find a lot of female comedians funny.
No,
Yeah, she.
I've tried. I've tried to watch them, and I just be like, no, they're not
Like
funny.
Drake John's not worth our time. We're not giving him no time, no day, no shine.
I hear that.
Okay.
But yeah, not a lot of female comedians.
Not at
Here in
all.
San Antonio, you just talking
In
about period. General.
Yeah.
So I will say,
I don't know too
I have
many
to agree.
female here in San Antonio, but in general,
I have to agree.
I know a few, but not enough.
it be giving corny. It don't be giving. Yeah.
I think
They
there's
try.
a small percentage of female,
It is.
black, especially black female
Very
comedians
small.
Yes.
that are funny. You know what I mean? But I know Just Niche, she's out of Chicago. I know she's been you know, she's been opening up for like Corey Holcomb when he comes down here in San Antonio sometimes. You
Shout
know.
out Corey.
But she did, I think D Ray executive produced her special, and it's on Prime. And I like the way she's marketing her special. I like the way she's trying to get people to come watch, because that's the thing. Like, if you have the resources and if you get somebody to put some backing behind your shit, all you need is like a 300 seater, man.
Yeah.
And you can try to go to the Netflix and all that other shit, you know.
So that's what's next for you?
Yeah, I'm
I think
trying.
it should be.
I'm trying. So I'm gonna share some little. You know, I want to do a special, and I want to either do it here in San Antonio or in Indianapolis. You know, it would be real dope to do something at you know, the crib, and but that is definitely something that it was actually supposed to happen like last year. I thought I linked up with somebody who was supposed to be filming like a documentary something, but he was trying to do something with comedy, but he was talking about putting it was on Tubi. Like, it was a lot of moving pieces with this shit. And then I didn't show up for a rehearsal one time because I couldn't make it. He knew that, and he took me off the project. And so I was supposed to do a special.
Nice.
You know, I had like 30 minutes ready to go, and because I've been doing comedy for a minute, you know.
So was he upset at you because, you know, like we spoke outside on the back end, it's hard to get a lot of different moving pieces at that place at that
Right.
one time. So, excuse me. I do you think it was emotional because, I mean, they got everybody there?
Well, so I'd say, like, part of the thing with that was that he knew he needed people, and he had some kind of audition thing for it.
Okay.
People responded, people were part of it. For me, what I knew, because I've been around this shit, what was kind of sketchy and red flaggish for me was that, you know, the nigga was doing all this from an iPhone.
Look at the red flag.
Oh,
Right? The nigga was doing all this from an iPhone.
Oh,
that's
he
why I
was
said
filming
Tubi.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he
Tubi
didn't
quality.
have, he didn't have
Tubi quality.
So like, nigga, when even with that, I'm like, yeah, okay. And so, you know, some of these like situation like this is like, man, you got to kind of show me what you talking about doing is even real, you know. And so I believed it. I even kind of he agreed to film the
Yeah,
special.
sure, they got
I
some
feel
good
like it's
cameras.
so motherfucking disrespectful, dog. In my lane, and y'all know I always pop my shit on that. I'm trying to be humble, but fuck you niggas. This is a business.
Yeah.
Y'all are the reason y'all, just like when Guitar Center made microphones and little pro interfaces cheap. Everybody became a fucking SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to do the same shit in this video field. If you don't got the motherfucking talent or the budget to buy in and invest in yourself, don't saturate our market, bro, because there's people like us who grind 24/7 to buy the greatest equipment, to put out the best product, right? Or attempting to make the business something not just lucrative, but a staple. Because we don't have a representation of our people in this city.
Yeah.
So what people like me are trying to do, we're trying to stop being, I don't want to say standoffish, because a lot of y'all are, or polarizing. People say I'm polarizing sometimes. Yeah. We want, oh yeah, shoot, go ahead, bang, bang, shoot. Yeah. But damn,
I'm listening.
that's my fault. But what I'm trying to do is get people to network together, so we can start building that Tyler Perry, that BET, that in San Antonio, whether it's comedy, music, podcast, all of that. Once we get people to say, all right, you know what? Instead of working against, let's work with you. We did it our way. Fuck it. Let's just see it this way. We never try the opposite. We always fight or flight. And 9 times out of 10, it be fight.
Yeah.
We be fighting with each other. We won't just walk away from being confrontational and just get money.
Yeah.
That's networking. So when you said that, my bad. But again, I gotta stand on my 10 toes, dog. Left foot east, right foot west. We gotta stand 10 toes, bro. And if you motherfuckers are taking money from people like this, right? Then when a nigga like me who got a resume who should ask for money to do projects, you're not gonna want to pay it because you've been hoed by motherfuckers who saw a lane and got excited, bought something quick and was like, oh, let me try this. And again, it's this city. Y'all have no originality. We have no originality here. I'll assume San Antonioism, right? If I'm a part of y'all's community and I see other people making it, either build with them or get behind them and create your own fucking idea.
Facts.
Stop stealing because it saturates what they're trying to do, and that's why we don't have any culture. Culture just isn't color. Culture's a fucking movement, and we can never stand to one because y'all are always copying. My bad. Go ahead.
Sheesh. That's a bomb
I
drop
agree.
right there.
I feel like you said, they need to stop making everything so cheap, especially podcast equipment. Everybody should not be able to get on the mic and talk.
That's facts. That's because it's just not a lot of interesting people. You know,
Not
people.
just that too. People think because they say big words or they word it a certain way, they like, ooh, they just said the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Or you have dumb people who be like, yeah, I cheated on my girl 50 times, and they be like, oh my god, that's the best thing. Did you see what he said?
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Or like the white man giving AIDS to all these black men. That's crazy.
Fashionable men's real good too. It's like Sheen's big sister.
Fashionable men.
Don't let
Got the good stuff.
No.
Hey, no, they
It's
have
not
the.
zesty.
They literally have fashionable men, fashionable women,
It's not
fashionable
zesty
kids.
clothes. It's actually
Like they-
it's
yeah.
like stuff what you have on now.
Literally. Yeah.
Like graphic tees, pants like that. It's
Don't trust
nothing, it's
blue.
nothing tight or nothing.
No, literally, it does though. Like they have
Trying to
kids, they have
Yeah,
fashionable
yeah.
I fuck with
curvy,
you
fashionable
tonight.
men,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm
Like
gonna check it out because I want to say I thought I heard it because I have gotten on there and started looking at some of these other
It's nothing.
It's
It's
good
They got a lot
stuff.
of dope jackets for the men, like
Okay.
like denim jackets, stuff like that.
And that's the other thing I want to say with this comedy thing, man. And I don't mean to jump back and forth, but when you are doing stand up, like man, you should be dressing like what Bernie Mac say, man. When they knew somebody was funny from the way they dress, and you know what I mean. Like for me, you know, I start being on that kind of time, so I used to wear like a sports jacket, and you know what I'm saying, like some jeans or something. But I try to have an image created to where when you see me, you gonna be like, damn, I want to see what he gonna say, cause look at, you know what I mean, Louis. And so, you know, a lot of these comedians, man, they just don't have it, man. They just
no
don't
style,
have
no
style
nothing to them.
And then, no, none of that. And then they, you know, they dressing like they into their third childhood or something. You know, they dressing like grown ass teenagers.
Or they dressing like, you know, they finna go on stage and you.
Yeah. I say that with artists all the
Like,
time. As a DJ, working with these local artists, the way they dress sometimes.
Yeah, niggas look like they just woke up.
Yeah, just rolled out of bed.
I seen a group of 4 guys, literally
just came out.
a group of 4 guys, white beaters, pajama pants,
Thugging.
house shoes. Then they had the nerve to come in one of those what's those hoverboards
Sheesh.
with backpacks on. I'm
They be
like,
wearing bonnets too.
Get the fuck out of
They
here.
do.
To perform.
Oh, niggas is performing with bonnets on.
Perform.
They
Then I
wearing
see
bonnets
guys
too.
like, I get it, men.
Wow.
Y'all like the sack sometimes here and there, but there's a point.
Below
I feel like there's a
the
point.
cheeks
You
is
let
a
the
little
booty
bit
out.
too much.
That's zesty.
That's
zesty.
too
That's-
much.
And not only
And
is
you
the
good.
booty
Moist,
out,
that's the moist
you are
zesty shit,
performing and you have to bend over to the mic and I'm in front of you and all I see is ass
Oh,
cheeks.
That's what I'm saying. Like I could grab.
They pick
That's
you.
not
The DJ
right.
booth, and I see nothing
But he trying to pitch. He trying to sell that ass.
That's what I say. I be
That's
like,
what
oh,
that
you
is.
must want somebody to grab
Or
that.
if you have to
I always do
every
that.
2 seconds,
See
you
how
have to
good you
pull your
been.
pants up because your pants is falling down.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I don't understand, which you a guy, y'all might can explain to me. What's the point of sagging and putting the belt on?
We're
Yeah.
Mexican and we couldn't explain it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, I was in Indianapolis, and man, I'm going to
That
the
is
gas
crazy
station.
work.
I'm going to the gas station, and the nigga was trying to go in. The nigga just had on basketball shorts.
Yeah.
The nigga went in the door. The nigga whole shorts fell down. I'm like, damn, nigga, is this where we at right now, nigga?
Come on.
You can't even walk without your shorts falling down, my nigga.
Hey, let me-
broad
And the
motherfucking
pants still
daylight.
fall down. So I'm like, you sagging with a belt on and your
Pants still
What's
fall-
the belt holding up?
Hey, you
Literally.
YNs.
What is the belt holding
You
up?
YNs. Let me ask y'all a question.
Either
Perception is reality, bro. Just real quick, perception is reality,
That's so
bro.
funny.
So you telling me if you got 30 you got 30 P's in the trunk, right? Cause I got to talk to y'all. You got 30 P's in the trunk. You got an opportunity to make it to the place you need to make it to, without no police stops. But you a do-rag wearing nigga, and that do-rag is gonna make him look at you twice and stop you. But you still got to put that do-rag on. You can't sit up here and say that when people try to tell you dress better or do something different, it's all about trying to correct you or make you something you don't want to be. Nah, bro. When you go work a job, you gotta dress different. When you go to a funeral, you dress different.
Yeah.
Right? You are perceived a way for a reason, and if you are able to manipulate that, you may be able to get ahead in whatever you're doing.
With
Facts.
this younger generation, I think they did like a little poll or they did like a study and they found out the reason why more the younger, especially with the guys, are wearing like more house shoes and Crocs is because they don't know how to tie their shoes.
Come on,
Which
fam.
I believe it. Cause I work at a school. There's fifth graders who don't know how to tie their shoes.
That's a bomb.
God
And
damn,
girls are
that
still
is a
over
bomb.
them.
I
Girls
ain't
still
even think about
girls
that.
still
I don't
like them.
know.
I'm like,
I didn't
you
think
like a
that.
boy that don't know how to tie his
Sheesh.
shoes?
I thought it was because half the time they be getting their shoes took.
No.
I ain't gonna lie. They do be. They
Well,
be
yeah,
fighting. They
sometimes
be getting
they
their
do.
shoes took. I
Yes,
be like,
but no, you be surprised.
Yeah.
They say they wear Crocs every day because they don't know how to tie
that
their
is
shoes.
sad.
Yeah, I thought
And they
niggas.
don't.
I thought niggas was
That is
lazy.
They
wrong.
don't. I see people second grade older like
My
tie your shoes,
3-year-old
I don't know
knows how to
you
tie
a second
shoes.
grader. You a fifth grader. You don't know how to tie your shoes.
Sheesh.
That's why I'm like, what?
That's bad parenting.
No,
It
yeah,
is.
definitely.
That's
Because
bad
what?
parenting. And also, niggas wasn't stealing my shoes because I had Shaqs. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had Paco jeans with hoes in them.
But
you know what I'm
nowadays,
saying?
that's
They
not
want
what it
my
is.
shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Back in
they
the
gonna
day,
talk
yeah.
about you.
Like, back in the
They
day,
gonna
they
talk
would
about
do
you
that.
now. Yeah.
Nowadays,
I
they're
learned how
not
to
stealing
snap back quick.
Crocs. They can't steal your shoes if you don't know how to tie your
True,
shoes, so
true.
you're not wearing your Jordan. You wearing Crocs.
Facts.
That's
They be having shoes for show. Like
Facts.
literally, you go in there,
Facts.
shoes look untouched.
that's the
Like,
They
crazy
don't.
part. Them.
have you ever worn
Tell them
those?
to tie their shoes, they just tuck the laces in them.
Or let them hang on the side?
Crazy.
And it'd be long too. They don't even know how to tie it to let them hang. Cause when you let your
Girl.
shoelaces hang, it's like a little
It gotta be a
bit.
little, yeah.
But they on the floor,
How
falling,
dumb-
tripping over laces because they don't know how to tie.
How dumb some of these young motherfuckers be, I believe
And I'm
it.
not tying
I believe
shoes.
it.
At all.
Pre-K, kinder, maybe. After kinder, I'm not tying shoes.
No, they should
I
already
give it
know.
to
When they
kids.
start school, they should know how to tie their
And
shoes.
again,
Sheesh.
this is another
Tie
reason.
shoes, they don't know how to button up buttons. That's why they wear
At
basketball
all.
Why is
shorts
that
all the
though?
At
time.
all.
Why is that though besides
At
the
all.
parenting? Because of the shows y'all watching.
They don't know how to
We grew up on
They
shit
don't
that
even
taught you
wear
how to
stuff
do
like
these things.
that. That's because they just go
Yeah,
to the
they
Reading
store.
Rainbow,
That's why
Go
they
Go
get-
Island
they
and
get with
shit.
it.
They go to the
Sesame
wrap stores and
Yeah.
get a
Sheet.
white
Sesame
tee.
Sheet.
I mean, you
Because
know
Sesame
why?
Sheet was for us.
It was. It was originally for black people.
reading,
Absolutely.
reading Rainbow,
It is.
all that.
Reading
All
rap.
that.
Come on.
But yeah,
Yeah.
they don't know how to zip up pants. That's
They put PBS back on
button
there.
up
So
pants.
I'm
That's
finna
why they wear
record these
basketball
on.
shorts all the time.
Yep, they be
That's
going
why
to
they
the
wear
store
sweats.
buying them
Even
white
with the
tee,
sweats.
black tees from
They
the
don't even tie up their
wraps.
things and their pants be falling down.
They don't
They
be.
don't know how to-
They can't
Okay.
even tie a
Simple
title. They can't even tie a title. That'd be crazy though.
Damn.
But even with ties, at least you have the option. Well, shoes, you do have the option of slip-on shoes, and tie you get the option of clip-on. But
Get
still,
some, get some Velcro.
Facts.
I'm
man.
not the Velcro.
You can bring some
but-
Velcros back, nigga.
That's older kids that still wear shoes like that because they don't know how. Their parents are buying Velcro
That's
shoes. All the
Hit
shoelaces
up for
that's
like
like no
a
tie.
A shame.
I
Because
believe you.
they
though,
have no
Blue.
shame. The parents have no shame.
I believe
ain't
you,
even
Blue,
think
because
about
if
that.
you spending all your time on your phone and they on their device, like they babysitting my children. Like,
I ain't even think about that at the time. Shoot, it makes sense.
Back in the day, you used to get that book that taught you how to zip, tie, button, snap.
Facts.
Everything is online now. They don't get taught nothing.
They don't.
It's sad.
They buy the pens that have like the fake snaps. You don't have to snap it, just stretches.
Yeah. Wow, right.
They do. Everything is.
Sometimes I see these kids working in a school. I see these kids and I'm like, you are my future. If you ever decide to run for president, just letting you know, you do not have my vote. I didn't see you. You ain't got my vote.
Yeah.
You ain't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can barely do math. Sometimes I see these kids that's like, they can't do math, but they're into like basketball. I'm like, let me be your manager. I got you. Let me be your financial. I got you. I got you.
Hey, that's how most of them end up. Oh, no.
Nothing like. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to just hold the mic the rest of the time. This ain't.
It's because of the black thing. It's not all the way on the floor.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Hold on.
I'm going to just hold the mic. It's okay. I'll hold it.
You sure? It might be off though, the volume.
Great reflexes though.
Here,
I caught it.
It take me 2 seconds.
Yeah, that was.
Go ahead, y'all can keep it going.
That was a touchdown.
But these new generation,
pass.
man, this is our future. I see it all the time.
It's scary.
It is scary.
I just be like,
It's
oh my
scary.
God.
Like right now, there's a TikToker who's 20 in high school, and you know,
20 in high school.
and people don't diss her because she's 20 in high school, because we get it. Sometimes something happens, you might get held back. They're more dissing her because she's 20 in high school and bullying people.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, no.
you can't be
not
a bully
at all.
if you're 20 in high school.
At all.
Yeah, we know the
I know a certain
system's
the
trash.
district I work at, I think you could be, I think they keep in high school at least up to 23, and then after that, it's like, no, you gotta go.
Yeah.
But 23,
Yeah.
I feel like that's too much.
Yeah,
I feel like I give you till 19, maybe 20, then after that, you gotta go somewhere
yeah,
else.
yeah. I mean, a lot of times they'll allow that to happen if they just like they could have been a 3-year 6th grader or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I get, like I said,
And
I get
they
it.
let
Situation
them
happens,
time
but
out.
I feel like
It gets
when
to
you
a
get
point,
a certain age,
yeah.
you still should move into another school, because you at the age where you're kind of experienced, and then you get a freshman.
Yeah.
Think about a freshman and a 23-year-old.
Like, come on now.
You don't want that.
You put them into
And
them fast programs, them early.
You don't want that predicament.
Yeah.
Freshman straight out of middle school that don't know anything, and then a 23-year-old.
Yeah. That's the thing, you know what I mean? This education system is being towed down. You know, the education system's being fucked up. Like, so, like, and that's my background also. You know, I worked in education pretty much since like 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, so the thing is with education, because like when I worked in the school in Indianapolis, it was a charter school that took over one of the city schools. They were renting out the building, but they had the problem of attendance. So they and this was like in one of like the 8th poorest area of Indianapolis, where you had white boys that say nigga 150 times.
Yeah.
They may have some gold in their mouth, but you know what I'm saying. But the thing is that in the education realm, because I've worked at Job Corps, what is the thing is that a lot of this shit is so outdated that they don't really prepare young people to be world. They don't prepare you to have something tangibly. They don't prepare you like you should be doing what Job Corps does. You should be going 2 years of education and then 2 years of a trade. And then you should be job ready by the time, and they do have programs and places like that in some of these schools,
high schools, but
certain high schools.
And I also feel like they should start younger.
Oh yeah.
Because like for me, I do graphics on the side, and I didn't get into it until my senior year of high school, only because I had to fill up my class. My mom was a teacher, so she didn't believe in that. Oh, if you can graduate 2 classes, go to home. No, fill up your classes. You stay in school. So I didn't get into it until high school. But there's kids who like elementary, middle school knows how to draw. They can see, hey, you can turn that drawing into something now. I feel like they should start younger.
And you know what's so different right now? Because I'm just going to drop like what I've been kind of noticing out here. What's different now though is because like so you have like what we doing right now, right? And there's individuals that I believe if we were to really be on some for real business shit, we could go get a school. Yeah. Because a lot of these schools are closing.
Exactly.
You know, so even you know what I'm saying, and even if you go get a school and you may not have a full school, but you can get like part of it, some rooms and shit like that. Like, and because at this point, you know, we have to really be teaching our own, man, whatever capacity it is, because you know when you can't if Man, I be telling these kids, look, man, if you can't read and you can't write and you can't add.
But they don't really teach, like, honestly, like, me being in school, me going from middle school to high school, it was crazy watching the change, like, how everything was pen and paper, pencil and books to electronics. Like, once I hit, sophomore year, that's when everything became electronic for us. And it's like, nobody knew what to do. I ain't gonna lie, we was cheating, like, because we don't know what to do. And we used to, y'all literally explaining to us what to do, us taking it down. Now y'all just got us getting online, reading this and answering these questions, or y'all want us to read this and figure it out. Like, they're not teaching us no more. Nah. So that's when it comes to, because I'm not gonna lie, like, I ended up leaving high school and going to a private early graduation school because I was not learning nothing. I was skipping. I was like, I'm not learning nothing in class, so I'm finna just go off campus. I'm finna go do this. I'm finna go do that. And there was so many of us skipping. I'm not gonna lie, none of us was in class. And
you're not gonna see that.
And that was my thing. I was like, I do want to graduate. So my mama was like, you know, you want to stay here or you want to. What you want to do? Like, you can either not be in school or you can go to this private school. I'd rather have an education, so I went to this private school, graduated at 16 and was done. That was it. That's what's up. Had to do it that way because honestly, they don't teach you nothing. And my mom herself, she homeschools the rest of my siblings because they don't learn nothing in school. Yeah. Like, they don't teach. They don't teach.
Education programs.
It's messed up.
It's trash.
And then now, so much young teachers. There's so many young teachers. Because the older teachers, I ain't gonna lie, back when I was in school, we was running them out. They was leaving. Y'all deal with them. These kids is disrespectful. They don't want to listen. I'm done. So now they have so many young teachers. Like, a lot of the people I went to school with, my generation are teachers now. But I know I'll be looking like, I know you're not a teacher. I know you're not.
Not that too. That's how they get in trouble a lot too.
Yeah.
I feel like young teachers, certain age, should not be in certain grades.
Yeah.
For instance, I'm 35. I don't feel like I should be at a high school. That's just me because I look young. I don't look like I'm 35.
Right.
They might mistake me as a student.
Yeah.
That's why I stay with elementary. I feel like certain ages shouldn't be with certain ages.
Facts.
And this education system. So like you brought up something. Real good.
I'm a teacher assistant. I'm in school to become a teacher.
So the thing is, there was a point in time where what happened was they had a whole kind of transition where they didn't want to give the older teachers money. They didn't want to give them their pensions and things that they were owed after being in it for 20 whatever years. So what they did is they started subsidizing it and getting these younger, so that you can pay them less.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I did.
You don't have to have a degree in education too.
Nah, you just have to have a degree.
Get that certification.
Yeah, you have to get the certification.
But you have to have a degree. I can get a degree in mechanics and still be
right. Because in that realm they say if you have a degree in something that a subject that you should be able to teach it. You know what I mean? So if you know what I mean, but that's what ended up happening. You know what I mean? They got all these old ones out. They got these new young ones in, and they have made it to where they're trying to keep you stupid. And that's where I feel is a big problem in the black community because right now we're not, like what you mentioned, we're not trying to get our kids at a young age to start thinking about owning a business, ownership. Lineage, land, resources. We're not teaching them at an early age. Like with my son, so I got a 5-year-old, and I got my oldest I only got 2, but he's about to be 24. All right. So when he was in high school, I was dropping because like I wasn't expecting him to be like, oh yeah, Dad, that's what's up, man. You're teaching me some shit. It was like I'm dropping seeds.
Yeah.
I'm dropping shit from the future, right? So I can say something to you at 13. 15, 16, 17, and then by the time you 18, 19, you kind of thinking about that shit subconsciously when I bring it back up. And so now you almost I've spoken into existence where I got, like my son right now, I'm trying to get him into trade. He was trying to, because we try to force our kids to go to college, which I'm not really, I don't really, unless you go in there to be into the top 10 or 5, unless you're trying to get in that top 5 of whatever, industry. no, then you need to be trying to get a business. You need to be trying to get a trade.
Facts.
And so I told my son, you know, at that, you know, I wasn't trying to get him into school, college, because you get that debt. That's what college is built there for, is to try to get you in more debt. I wasn't an advocate of that. He went to school for like a couple years. He ended up falling out of it. I still was supporting him. And so now I'm at the point where, you know what I mean, I'm trying to get him into a trade because I want him to be 25, 26 before he gets 30. I want him to be making more money than I've ever thought about ever making.
Facts.
Let me add to this. Let me add to what everybody is saying. I'm gonna go right around the room. So exactly on what you're speaking on. Absolutely. I think kicking our kids out when they're 18 sets them up for failure. It sends them right back to daddy colonizer. They become in debt. They're never able to you're never able to pass down sustainable or generational wealth because everybody's constantly in debt.
Facts.
Right? So I think they did a great job of doing what Daddy Colonizer did, John D. Rockefeller, using the dumbing down of all of these people to make them workers. San Antonio is the #1 place for call centers. They're the #1 place. They're one of the #1 places for oil and industry, and these are all manual labor jobs. So I don't want you out there owning businesses. I want you out here working for Daddy Colonizer. The second thing I wanted to tell you also that I agree with you, appreciate that. Second thing I want to tell you also I agree with you is when it comes down to your son and him becoming great and wanting to be something great, right? It's only going to be predicated on what is perpetuated. So whatever examples are being force-fed to him out there, that's 9 times out of 10. And so getting back to letting them know, hey, those seeds you were talking about, like my daughter knows how far we are from the sun, the 33,000, 33, those type of things. So they start being infatuated more with the spiritual or more with outside of physical, so they don't become paralyzed by the tangible. So I ain't worried about money I see on TV all the time. I want to build something. I want to know something, so I want to create something because we are the creators. And for you, they took that away from y'all, right? Because especially in this day and age, in this market, they want to make you one thing, and that's a physical object. As a young black woman, like I tell my daughters, you're double down because you're young. I mean, you're double down because you're black, and you're second double down because you're a woman. So that you're already in a patriarchy, which I fight back and forth on the benefits and cons of that. But you also have a position that other people don't have. Black women are the only women in any culture that are the gynocracy. Y'all are the leaders of our community, whether you like it or not. Right? Y'all are movers and shakers, from fashion to anything else comes from women, right? So y'all, since knowing you're at the helm, you have the ability to manipulate the construct, and that just means, long story short, you can get from zero to hero quicker than any woman in any other race, because you were never really in peril. And I say that because the patriarchy was created by races that paralyzed their women. We weren't keeping y'all from debit cards and jobs. We were in the same shit y'all were in, right? And then lastly, for you, for the context you added, I think they did that on purpose. I mean, not on purpose. I think they're doing that in San Antonio on purpose. Because like I said, in other places, the culture is already identified. Now they're starting to crack down on gang culture in Dallas, as you see, which rightfully so they need to. But in San Antonio, we are a worker and a trafficking state. That's all we've ever been. So in order for us to leave our children generational wealth, keep their ass at home to 24. Teach them a skill. Because like comedy, film, entertainment, even graphics, that's a skill that you can always be able to make money from.
Right.
So trade schools. If you're going to college, you should already know what you're about to do with that. That's why businesses don't hire people in the supervisor position. They send them back to school to get it while they're working because you already know the position, right? So that's all I had to add to everybody. I was listening.
Start them young. We have a lot of clubs at my school, which I love. And one of the clubs is a men's club, and we have different male guests come talk to the kids, and the kids got to see. Cool. So they got to learn about podcasting a little bit, which is kind of dope. Hopefully we can start a podcast at my school.
That'd be fire. That'd
be kind of nice. You know, like I said, I want to do the graphics. I DJ. It'd be nice to teach some of the kids how to DJ, press play. You know, a lot of stuff. starting a magazine, owning your own businesses, business owner, doing what you do, being behind the scenes.
Wait, with the magazine, I forgot you did that. You did pop your shit. Pop your shit. You did. You did have your magazine.
It's good to show them different things, like you said. Besides being a basketball player, a football player, because that's all they talk about. I'm the best quarterback. I'm the best. What happens if you get injured? Then what?
Just because they don't know
they don't
their
think
people.
That way.
But they don't know that we create the gas mask, the light, LASIK surgery, the cabinets, drawers.
It was nice to show them. Last year I showed them some boxers that are black. I showed them some black business owners that are winging it and sip it. Like, they're like, that's down the street from me and it's black owned. It's on 78, black owned. They didn't know that.
Too.
They did not know that. So it's good to see other people do other stuff besides the norm.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like, it's just not enough of that out here being promoted, And I think that social media has allowed us to be able to kind of come together and do things more together.
If you use it the right way.
You use it the right way, and it don't.
Kids aren't watching that. Kids aren't watching that.
And it don't take like especially I'm talking about like for us, like in these compositions we in, it don't take 100 of us. It take a good solid 10, 15, 20 people that got resources, not necessarily
5%.
Monetarily, like I got money, but I know how to reach out to this group,
to put you on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that I think that right now, because of the climate of the Trump shit and all this other shit, I've been saying this for years, that politically, whether it be how we act, how we move, what we eat, diet, is forcing us to have to be together as black people. And you know what I mean, the more must, like, we don't have enough think tanks, we need think tanks. We need, because when you have a think tank, I like to do talking, but I'm about that action, man. Like, it has to be action. I've learned that in this comedy game too, and just entertainment, if you ain't doing what you say you doing, you ain't doing the shit.
So the solution to that would be, all right, in the next couple weeks, we could try to put together a mixer, not a mixer, but like a creative call out. You know what I'm saying? No matter what lane you're in.
And I'm down for that. Get us
politics.
Find a little spot, man, and yeah, man. And I think that's something, because you just never know what can come from that, man. Exactly. I don't know who you know. I don't know who you know. But if you ask me what I do, what I know, I'll share the game, man.
And that's kind of like one of the things that I kind of do when it comes to these promoting and hostings, and even with me being in school for when I go to school for gynecology, so that too. I be trying to put as much as my black sisters on that I can. When I go out, I take me a good little group of handful of girls with me, and I let them see, because y'all going out for free. Y'all can be getting paid to go out. Y'all can promote yourself, talk to these people about what y'all do. You might run into people that is interested in the things y'all like. I know girls that like to do podcasts, want to be wig influencers, when I talk about the things I go to school for, I always promote for people to come down to my school, because we always have like open days where you can come see what you want. Like, you might want to do this, And I invite people to come down, because I feel like we need more black doctors, honestly. We do.
Doctors.
Lawyers and doctors. But I feel like doctors, really. I feel like we lose many black people because it's not enough black doctors.
I agree.
And currently right now, my best friend, she had twins 4 months earlier than what she's supposed to. One of the twins is not doing so well. I feel like, personally, me going up there and seeing the things that they're doing with him, they should have been doing. Okay. And I was telling her, I was like, this is why I feel like we need more black doctors, because these people started moving when they felt like he's getting to where he can't do nothing. Y'all already knew he had these issues. Y'all should have been working on him and putting in that work, not wait till the last minute where he's in critical condition. Now you want to do something about it. No. And that's why we have all these problems, because y'all wait. These people wait instead of just getting to it.
Yeah.
Since you brought that up, we'll go quick takes before, we in the show. Since you brought up the medical field, so like you said earlier, What would you say about the white dude?
Giving all these AIDS to the black women.
Yeah.
How many was it?
I heard about that. I had heard about
700.
Right, so it was a white dude, like he was
got
in
away with
the
it.
Carolinas or something, right?
Yeah.
So I heard about. I remember hearing about that story.
Years ago. She like what?
And at first I didn't really believe it, man. But then when I started seeing the article and what was written about it, like that's the thing, man. They allow that kind of shit to happen in the city and the shit where they at.
Automatically jail.
700.
Yeah.
Jail. It should have been no way that there's that many women.
Yeah, he didn't even go. Is he in jail now?
No, he's not.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Racism.
And he knows, like he knows that he had this.
It's racism.
It was premeditated.
Oh yeah. That's
definitely
But
racism.
they couldn't
That's that
prove
warfare.
premeditation in court.
Yeah, that's that
Because how can you
warfare,
prove
man.
that you're gonna sleep with 700 women? They pulled the system on them.
Right, but then they'll turn back around and be like, hey,
If
Will Chamberlain slept with
if it was-
10,000.
Conspiracy. Right.
Roles would have been reversed, and it was a black man. Yeah,
a white
facts.
woman.
Facts. He would have been under the jail.
He doing 5 life
Under
sentences.
the jail.
Black
They just need
man,
one witness.
700
They just
women.
need one witness.
Black man, 700 white
Mattel
women.
got done up for less. That's crazy.
They gonna come get that nigga on. It'll be a RICO because they gonna get. They figure out something.
And this
Another
is
quick
why
take.
we say get tested.
He missing WICO charges.
Yeah. Adam 22, whack one, 3-finger whack 100.
3 fingers.
Big U.
I can't stand them.
They all got Rico. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not surprised, but
I think it's bullshit. I think it's internet politicking, internet gangster politicking, and I think that the black culture, we need to stand up and we need to say no more Vlad, no more Adam 22, no
Facts.
more culture vote.
they are the reason why podcast material needs to be expensive. I'm sorry. I don't care how much money they make. They need to.
Talk to them.
No, that's real.
I'm
No,
sorry.
that's-
Man, unplug them.
Yeah, they-
Unplug
You
them.
made a living off putting niggas in jail. That's why I think y'all the feds. I truly believe y'all are the
Yeah.
feds. I believe Whack 100 is a part of the feds.
Hell yeah.
Y'all letting people come on your show and
Spill they tea.
incriminate themselves.
Yeah.
Spill
They
they
need someone
tea.
in their camp saying, hey, next time you get invited to a podcast, sit this one out. You need someone to say, hey, this ain't for you.
But,
Go find something else.
but you as a podcaster, they're gonna say, "Oh, you shouldn't go up on those podcasts and say that dumb shit." But also as a podcaster, aren't you supposed to exercise some type of like decorum or some type of like what is it called, journalism, whatever,
Exactly.
to ask the right questions and
Yeah.
ask respectful questions?
Yeah, they.
But
To
you also gotta
avoid
know the
letting
limit.
that-
You
yeah,
gotta know the limit. You're not trying to incriminate yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, see,
And
and
me, personally, on my podcast, I like to, even if I don't know these artists, I always like to ask them, is there anything you don't want me to ask, just in case? 'Cause
Yeah.
You never know.
Courtesy.
Like,
Yeah.
I might not know you, but you might say, hey, don't bring up my 5 baby mamas. Hey, I didn't know you had 5 baby
My
mamas.
bad.
But still,
But that's the
you never
thing.
know.
What'd
You know,
you say?
sometimes they're like, hey,
I mean, they'll go to the.
someone
they'll-
might find that out eventually, but
Right.
I'm not the one to bring that up. You say don't bring it up, don't bring it up.
They'll go to the Vlads. They'll go to the Adam 22s.
Losing these
All
stay off
that.
that
They'll
show,
go
man.
to that, but they won't go to the real life street stars
Facts.
up in Dallas. They won't go to the Say Cheeses. You know,
No.
they won't hit up these platforms that are doing more.
Right.
Number wise, they
Shout out
doing
Sean
more.
Carter.
They'll go to the Vlads, and from my understanding, Vlad. you
Been
know,
FBI.
And he don't even do interviews in person. It's like you hear me on the mic and he like in another room.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that,
Uzi's
you know,
been
it's-
locked up every time he been on Brad.
my thing is I don't understand why these niggas don't see. The thing is, what I've learned is that a lot of these niggas that are whatever they say they are, they get in these platforms. A lot of these niggas don't have they cheese all on the cracker, bro.
Facts.
The elevators ain't going
Too
to
many
the top.
screws loose.
I can't
Yeah.
stand
They, it's like, yeah, academics. He's not even a black American.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
immigrant.
He got an immigrant background that
I can't stand you, dog. You supposed to be a microbiologist or a mathematician or something. You from Jamaica. You fucking came down here and appropriated black culture in Chicago and all the gang culture, and it blew you up to you where you got with Joe Budden and all them. I don't like you with your immigrant ass. I don't like Drake with your immigrant ass.
Yeah.
All you motherfuckers that culture appropriate our culture. I don't like you because the only difference between Dominican, Jamaican, all that other shit is just a boat stop. I get that.
facts.
It's just a boat stop. But when you
Hilarious.
talk about American black people, once we got off the boat, We became a new people. We actually built this motherfucker. Y'all came here. So pay homage to the cultures that we are creating. Don't appropriate, appreciate, and help build and push it forward. But instead, you motherfuckers keep putting people on your shows. You keep letting them incriminate themselves and their families for clickbait content, and you ain't even got 10,000 to bail.
Does he even DJ?
No, he's not. He's not a real DJ.
So why
He's
do
not a real DJ.
Why do you call himself that?
Appropriate.
Yeah, they just. I think that, you know what I'm saying. Like they are targeting, you know, our people, man, our entertainers, all that. And my thing is that, damn, why ain't these niggas smart enough to get the program?
Okay.
You know, you got all these other bigger platforms now that will get you probably even more exposure.
Exactly.
Instead, you'll go with the, you know, I don't even want to say his name, but the lads and the Jumper 28s and the Adam 36s or whatever
Adam
fuck this
16.
shit. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Messing with 16,
like they do, you know what I mean? And they all have the same kind of
Isn't Adam the one that let his
pedophilia
wife sleep with
behavior.
that porn star?
Yeah, he tore her
Big black guy?
ass up.
Yeah,
tore her ass up.
he let her get drugged out.
Okay. I didn't feel nothing. Like
Oh, please.
He tried to act like he wasn't.
That
like,
manhood was
intimidated.
hurt.
Yeah.
He tried like he wasn't intimidated. Yeah, we planned this out. We talked about this.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Lena don't want you no more. She over there doing extra promo with him. She
My
everywhere with
thing
this
is,
guy now.
how
Jason or whatever.
How does that conversation even come about? Like you sitting there talking about. So by the way, you're gonna be sleeping with this dude for money that has a dick that's gonna stretch you out. You know, we cool with it. How's this conversation even come about?
I don't think
I
that happens in our
don't.
community.
Yeah, I was
No,
he
not
had
in general. I'm
already-
talking about in general, not like us, but in general.
I know, but I'm
like,
saying I don't think we have that in the black community. So we wouldn't
Nah,
be able
nah,
to.
like,
even
man,
yeah. 'Cause I'm like, how do you even approach that?
Yeah.
How do
Hey,
you?
what's up, babe? Hey, tonight we gonna get fucked by this other dude.
Yeah,
Slap the
you
shit
be
out of
like-
him.
Oh yeah, could it be a
Let's
black
say
woman?
You marry someone that's their like profession. Like let's say I was a porn star, you married me, and
We gotta
talk about what's
discuss
coming up
that.
next. And like for the whole month, it's like white dudes. Okay, cool. And the next minute's like, hey, by the way, my
Gotta
next
take a
goal
BBC.
is
That's kind
A
of
my next goal is 3
BBC.
dudes.
See,
You
I
just
think-
fight it
Right, 'cause if
in. I'm
you
on my way
married
to
her
work
like
to
that-
fuck 3 dudes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
a lot of that what happens is that you
I'm not
are.
but it-
I think what you mentioning, I think that if, in the realms of being married, like I think so what's happening now, it's just really about the clout.
I feel porn stars should not
Like
get married.
they so ready to jump off the ledge to get the clout
I agree.
in whatever position
Well, like
they
that
in.
white
They
girl
let's
who
turn the
slept with
porn up even
1,000
more.
men in one day.
and got pregnant.
Yeah.
No, she didn't get pregnant.
One of them did.
One did, but the one I saw, she was doing it for like the world record or something.
Yeah, they
She slept with 1,000 men.
That's what I'm saying.
And they
like,
interviewed her talking about how do you feel. She goes, "Oh, it's just a little sore down there, but not like sore as in I'm in pain, just sore as in like I've been like."
We got to do a temperature check though, cause I think a lot of y'all women let her get away with that, and we can end with this if you want. Y'all didn't do a temperature check. I bet you she did a whole bunch of 4-inch, 5-inch. She wasn't getting a whole bunch of 10, 9, 10, 11. There's no way. There's no way you can win 1,000 BBCs. If
But
you
it's
win
the
1,000
fact that-
BBCs, you need an award.
It's the fact that them men was
yeah.
lined up, and my only question is, did they
Y'all,
get tested?
you never seen DTB?
Did they get tested?
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
but 1,000. There was a lot of jackrabbits in there. Just
Hey.
scoop, boop,
I just
scoop.
wonder if they got tested.
Scoop.
That's my only
I mean,
concern.
I have a friend.
You better all-
Knees to the
you
cheek.
better all call out.
Yeah.
1,000 men show up. My thing is, we gotta test you. Right?
I will come with your paperwork. Come with the my chart
I
ready.
think they supposed to, right? Like,
Then how you
Yeah,
put
that's
that-
all.
Then how
Yeah.
do you put that all call out? Like, how does that work? You just put a Facebook post, hey, I'm trying to fuck it.
hey, as soon as it
Like,
came
I-
in, they was like,
That's-
oh
yeah, that is
shit, it's
crazy.
going down right now. I got the
Laughing,
paperwork.
But they have communities. They
Yeah, I know
literally
they-
have
I know they
people.
Group
do.
chats
I know,
and
I
yeah.
was wondering, like,
They be-
like that would
it'd
be
be
so
weird.
funny.
They be there
You see
reading
a
it.
post and
Yeah.
you be like, hey, it's our time to shine. I got us on. You with your homeboys.
Yeah,
It's our time.
it's like the
Five
it's like
P.
the,
Ugly dude, it's your time.
it's like the Batman signal and shit. The host just flashing.
AJ, it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
You both are watching Netflix. You both get a
So this is my thing.
with
So
the
let's
logo.
say
Thursday nights tonight.
He be
Bring
like,
your
oh,
gear.
oh shit.
Testing has to be revealed by this weekend,
But
or
let's
you
say,
don't get an official.
But let's say it's you. Let's say it's you and like five.
In the lineup. It's
Let's
my
say it's
thing.
you and 5 other homies, right?
Yeah.
You've seen the post.
Mhm.
You know, hey, every friend group had that one homie that you know ain't the best looking. That always gets this.
Oh man.
Do you tell that homie to pull up, or do you tell him to sit that one out? Do you secretly share the message, or do you tell that one out loud?
I don't tell none of the homies.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them niggas good luck.
No, because what
Right.
they say
Be
they
there.
need some.
No,
No, they say they need 1,000 men, and you like, hey, I
Oh,
was
is your
in my-
woman going?
No, it's a woman asking for 1,000 men.
Oh.
You seen the post. You trying to put your homies on, but you have that one dude that know ain't the best looking. Do you put him on or do you sit that one out?
Sit that one out.
I gotta sit it out.
They gotta sit that one out. Because they don't take none for the team nowadays.
And have you ever taken one for the team?
Yeah.
I think we've all had
I'm
at least
saved,
once
probably
in their
favorite
life.
now, but
Well, at least once.
Now, when you take one for the team,
All
do
men
you do
take
your
one for the
all
team.
or do you give out rag dick? Because I heard that men usually take one for the team. They don't like.
Okay,
put that
wait.
all in.
I hope y'all
depends
not
on the
taking.
mouth. It depends on the mouth.
Wait, y'all taking it for the team and going all the way?
No, it depends on the
That's
mouth.
scary. Oh,
It depends on the
okay,
mouth.
okay. Because I was gonna say that's scary.
Take one for the team.
What's your definition going on with like they?
Like all the way. Like I mean, take one for the team. I'll chill with you. Talk to you, chap it up.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
it.
She's not talking about that taking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh my god.
Smashing.
We talking about
That's what I'm
100
saying,
smashes in the night or 1,000
wait.
smashes
That's
in
what I'm
the
saying. Y'all
day.
taking it all the way.
Chilling in the club, yeah, you can
That's
take one for the team
different.
talking to someone.
That's why I said they
But if
taking it
you're
all
a
the way.
homeboy trying to
Oh,
bring a homegirl back to the
that's
crib,
scary.
And I can't
And
get her
she's-
back there alone unless
it's
you
like the homegirl is going too. You got to take one for the team.
got to.
The homegirl
So-
might not be the best.
Y'all be
looking,
doing
but you
that?
got it.
If so,
That's
so
wrong.
let me just understand what we saying.
It's still
right?
boundaries.
So if we saying if you taking one for the team would be someone extra there that you have to take down for them to take the other person down.
Yes, yes, and it might not be the best looking.
I have to be honest. It just depends on where I'm at in my life.
That is
Right.
that is
Because we ain't fucking all
That's
of
it.
Me,
them.
it depends on what you
Sometimes,
look like when the club lights
It
come
may-
on.
sometimes
Yeah,
if,
that's
hey, look,
scary.
if you
It may-
ugly and big, you get 2 fingers and we getting back home.
We
I
gotta
got
we
it.
gotta
Not the 2
understand.
fingers.
We
That's
gotta,
scary.
And we getting back home.
we
That's
gotta
scary.
be transparent. Every man ain't getting multiple amounts of ass
Facts.
every month.
No, that yeah.
So if I ain't had none in a minute,
Now,
I'm
how would you feel-
gonna be mad. But
How
I'm
would
gonna
you
be
feel
like,
if you the one taking one for the team? Y'all go back to the crib.
Yeah.
You take her to the room. You about to get
Oh,
intimate.
shit.
Then she looks at you like, oh hell no, not with you with your small dick and all this. And you like, I'm the one that took you for the team, and you
oh, and
they
then you
dish
got
you.
I can't.
you got demands and
and
shit.
they
now.
dish you. Like you the ugly chick, but they dish you.
I mean, you can have
But
some
Do you
but
tell your homeboy bounce out?
But I ain't
Go
even.
get surgery.
I,
You
but
Knock
I
on the
ain't,
door and bounce out?
I ain't
No,
even
no,
had
no, no.
that
She
done
dissed
in
me.
my
Let's
real
go.
life. I have not. That's
I know that hasn't
Right.
happened to
that
you.
hasn't
but
happened to me.
That's
Let's
just a
speak to something we
hypothetical.
don't
That's crazy work
scenario.
right there.
If a nigga got like 4 inches, she ain't with that.
This is diabolical.
Yeah,
That's a
I don't know. Like
hypothetical.
yeah, cause
I don't even want to think about that life. You know how embarrassing that would be, bro?
yeah, if she
If
like
the
yeah,
ugly,
you,
if the ugly
You
chick
pulled the
or the
one-
ugly guy
Bro.
dish you.
Bruh, you
Yeah.
get dissed by the dissed.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
yeah, that's yeah.
You pull out,
The only
you up
thing you
short,
can-
you're like, and she looking at you, and you
The
gotta,
only thing you
gotta
can
live with
say
that.
is, I'm only here because my homeboy wants to smash your homegirl.
Nigga, you
Walk away.
can't say nothing. Leave. Save
Yeah.
face.
yeah.
Like, go buy a what is that? A strap like the rainbow women do. Like, go get it, bro.
Stop
But
it.
you can't.
I mean, I'll probably be like, hey, you want to go get some ice cream or something? You know what I'm saying?
And that's been
Ashley.
another episode of No Teleprompter. We see y'all next time. We out. You dig?